you know, and then you really started, it didn't just happen overnight. You guys started making this connection through phone calls, right? So kind of take me through a little bit of those.
Well, after I got the results, I started to talk to Mom, and then I started to talk to Pop, and then kind of like 800 family members followed. There's a lot of family members on my Pop's side. So we had a lot of brothers and sisters, and so it was nonstop phone calls, Facebook requests, and just a lot of happy anxiety.
Yeah, I got like,
If that makes sense.
Yeah, so I guess talk to me about, you know, finding out you had a sister. I mean, pretty cool.
That was crazy, because I've always wondered if I had a sister. What's crazier is when you look at her, you can tell she's our sister. So that was crazy.
well, what happened for me is I had just talked to my birth mom for the first time, and after that, my brother sent me this screenshot of a Facebook profile, but I thought it was our cousin Kimberly he was talking about, but the name said Tori Lynn. I'm like, doesn't match up, maybe she goes by a different name. So I messaged Tori on Facebook thinking it was my cousin Kimberly, and I'm like, hey, this is your cousin, I think. Quentin, my brother, told me that you're my cousin, and I'm just, you know, making sure if you are or not, because this is a different name. And I said, and if you aren't my cousin, this is gonna be the weirdest message you ever got in your life. Right? I didn't hear nothing back for 2 days, and I got a message back after a couple of days, and it said, oh, you have the right person, but I'm not your cousin, I'm your sister. I lost it, crying. I couldn't believe it.
And so, okay, your sister's name's Tori Lynn, correct? Yeah. Okay, sorry, just triple checking. And so, how many years younger is she from you guys?
I'm 45, she's 36, 9 years.
Okay, it's about 9-10 years.
8 years different, yeah.
8 years, okay.
44, so yeah.
So then, you know, so it was a few months, probably like what, you guys found this out in December, now it's February, so probably about a month, accurate to say about a month of texts going back and forth, would you
Well,
be?
2 months, it's been December.
2 months?
And the phone calls, yeah.
Right.
Well, true, it was like
We
early
flew out
December.
here, what was it, the 15th? So yeah, it's about 2 months.
So about two.
I spend hours a day on the road talking to them because I drive truck for a living. So I'm always on the road, and I use that time. I talk to them many hours throughout my trips on the road. Talk to my mother and father.
Can you repaint that picture the first time, you know, like answering or like calling them and being like, hey, I'm your son, or like, you know, that one moment, like that aha, you know?
I don't know if mine was aha. Mine was more like, I can't believe I'm leaving this lady a message saying I think you're my mom. Because I called her and I said, this is your son Quentin, I think. I said, I think I'll be honest, that's as far as I remember.
Well, like I said, when I found, I didn't know anything about anything, but until I got the message from him saying I talked to our birth mommy and said, Dad, I'm going to bed. If you're interested, call me in the morning. I'm like, so, but I talked to her the next day. We did a three-way. So that's my first contact with her, was a three-way with my brother, and also the same thing with my father, like 2 days later.
Gotcha.
Kind of a funny story is our cousin Kimberly said, I think your dad might have died 4 years ago. And I was like, what?
Yeah, she first told us that our dad had passed away.
Right, and so
years and years, like shortly after we were born.
And who's Kimberly?
She's a first cousin, so she would be my
My
mother's
mom's nephew.
sister's daughter.
So the first person you reached out to was Kimberly, or was it your
Kimberly,
sister?
because she was the first cousin, and I didn't know who the L. Wenham was. I didn't know at the time that was my mother.
Which is Loretta.
Which is Loretta.
Okay.
And so I went by what the DNA thing said, and I went to the first cousin because I figured if I asked, they'd know for sure if they had adopted out 2 siblings. So that's the route I went. Found out within minutes that I had the right person.
So to make sure I'm right understanding this, so that DNA test showed that Kimberly was your first cousin. You reached out to Kimberly, said, hey, did you know of any family members that left 2 brothers? Then she connected you with Loretta or your sister? That's where I'm confused.
Connected me with my mom.
Your mother, okay.
Yes, and then I tried to get a hold of my mother, but she didn't answer the phone. And so our partner, Sheree, told her the news. I wish I was there for that. But
And who told her the news?
Her partner did, Sheree, had to let her know, hey, you need to sit down, your boys found you, and I don't know if anybody really remembers at that point what she did, but I would have paid anything to see her face. She said her world went still, and she talked her through it and encouraged her to, because every mother's probably thinking, every son or daughter thinks, is what am I going to say? Do they want to find me? Is this the right thing? And so she went through the same emotions I was feeling. One, not sure what to say, what's the right thing to say, but she finally called, and it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet.
Alright, I'm gonna change the camera one more time. Sorry.